Hello and welcome back to the India Jean tutorial pattern channel. So we're going to be making this gorgeous Trillium bikini top. Trillium is named after the flower, Trillium flower, which is the only flower that has 3 petals. Hence the triangle bikini. And isn't it beautiful? We're going to be using this gorgeous gold and coral sequin material, and it will match perfectly to the poppy bikini, which is what we made last time. And I just love these together. They're so beautiful and very blingy. You could wear this bra underneath like a black blazer. Be beautiful. Okay, so let's get started. So you'll download the pattern at indiajean.com, and it's just one piece of paper that you need to print and cut out, and you need to cut 2 mains and 2 linings of this pattern. Okay, so let's get started with the material. So as we saw in the beginning, I have chosen this gorgeous stretch sequin material. It's a stretch spandex with the sequins already woven into it on top. So the sequins do stay even when you go to cut it, which is amazing. So I love working with this, and the sequence is, I think, about 3 millimeters in diameter. So it's not going to damage your sewing machine. You just need to make sure that you're using either, like, I use 2 different types of needles. I sometimes use like a stretch needle for this, and sometimes I use a needle that's specifically for denim. Okay, so just placing the triangle onto the fabric, because the fabric's folded in half, and we're just placing the pattern on that fold, because when we open it up, it will open up into a really beautiful triangle. And as you can see, I'm using baby bulldog clips to keep them in place. And I find that with this type of material, these types of clips work better for me as opposed to a paperweight on the paper. And I don't want to ruin the paper with putting pins in it, because the longevity of this pattern on the paper won't last as long. So I use these paper clips, and it holds it in perfectly along the fold line. So there's a sneaky little trick I use. And when I'm cutting this material, I use really old scissors. As you can see there, they've been around, these scissors, and blunt scissors are the best scissors to cut sequin fabric. And I've been using these scissors for a couple of years now, and I think it's time to upgrade to a new pair of blunt scissors, because they're not cutting as good as they used to, because they're only ever used for cutting sequins, and a lot of my work is sequin work. So I might have to upgrade these scissors. But yeah, any blunt scissors would be great for cutting your sequin material. There we go, there's one. And as you can see, when I undo the clips, you'll be able to see that the fold then becomes the perfect triangle. It's so pretty. Love, love, love. Okay, so just going to cut another one and just position that nicely, because I don't want to waste too much material, because as you can see, if I cut properly, I'll be able to utilize that material for maybe another bra or something else. So I always find that placing your patterns in the right way is the best way to save on material. And then just placing your little bulldog clips on the side. Again, if you don't have these, you can still use your paperweight, but if you are working with sequins, it does move around a lot, so probably just use pins. And then cut that out. There we are. And we've got these 2 beauties already. And now just cutting out the lining, and I chose a really beautiful coral, like an apricot color, to be the lining, because I think that when you match the lining up with your outfits, it really does give it a really beautiful completed look. The lining that I'm using is a recycled stretch knit, and it is so beautiful. It's also great for wicking sweat. So if you are going to use this for dancing, this material will just wick the sweat away from your body and make you feel dry and more comfortable as well. And yeah, even for swimwear, I like using really beautiful lining as well, because it's so close to your body that you want something luxurious and soft. Okay, so now I'm just cutting out the lining. There we go. And that one's ready. And of course, doing the same for the other side. So in this pattern, you will need 2 pieces of lining and 2 pieces of the main fabric to create the beautiful triangle. There we are, and then just unfold that. And I've got 2 linings ready. Yay! And this is actually so easy to make. You can, like, this is like a 20-minute video, so you'll be able to make this in no time. So right now I'm just placing the right sides of the fabric and the lining together. So I've got this sequins fabric facing the right side of the lining. I've pinned down through the sides of the triangle. And I do that on both of them. Perfect. And I'm just going to sew down the sides here on both of them. I'm going to sew about 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to leave a little hole on the outside of the bikini where I'm not going to sew. So that's probably about an inch, 1.5 inches maybe. You can make it an inch because the material would be threaded through. Okay, and now I'm making the straps. So go sew the sides and then we'll come on to the straps, because that would follow very soon after that. And here I didn't picture the underbust straps, but these are the side straps, the halter strap and the back strap. And this is how I make my strap. So you just put the slider on and you leave a little tail. I usually leave 1/2 inch of a tail on the end of the slider, because that's what you'll fold back and you'll sew. I'm using gold hardware, and I think that will go nicely with the gold sequins. So that's where I'll sew. There we go. And I think they're all done. Yep. And I use my rings and I thread that through the ring, and then I thread it back on itself back through the slider. And I do the same for the other side. So right now I am attaching the back strap, and all this will be in the pattern details when you print that out at indiajean.com. So I am attaching, these are the 2 halter straps, so these are the 2 straps that go over your shoulder, attached with a large ring. There you are. And I'm going to place them inside these little pockets. So the right side of the strap is facing the right side of the fabric, the sequin fabric, and I bring that through, and I'll just clip that there with my bulldog clip. And then the same for the other side, so making sure that it's all even. The right side of the strap is facing the right side of the sequin fabric and placing that there. And bulldog to keep that clip in, and it should look like this. And we're going to sew 1/4 inch along through there. There we go, done. And that's what it will look like when you pull it through. Perfect. There we are. And just making sure that you even out the straps. Perfect. And that's all ready. So now going back to the bras, remember how we left like a little hole on the side here? That's it. There's one on either side on the outside. There it is. And we're just going to fold that inside out through that hole. That's it. And then I'm going to pin these two right sides together with it being inside out. There we go. Speed things up a little bit. So there's one. And then again, we're going to do the same on the other. So going through the hole, turning the triangle bra inside out. And then you'll have the right sides together. And then just pinning and securing them into place. Speed things up a little bit, and both of them have been done. And now we're just going to sew, and we just sew a 1/4 inch seam along the side, or the bottom edge I should say. This is the underbust area that we've just sewn. And I'm just going to unpick from the corner up to probably about 1 inch, 1/2 inch on both sides, because I need to make a channel. And this is going to be where we thread through our underbust strap. So there you go, you've got that little hole there, that's for your underbust strap. There we go. So you should have that. You've done that probably 4 times so that you can thread your strap through, but we won't be doing that just yet. We're just going to unravel it, see what it looks like. There we are. Okay. So it's so funny though, because with making a triangle bra, even though it looks really simple, it can be a bit fiddly along this way. And there are so many different ways to make a triangle bra. This is one of the ways that I've discovered that I'm sharing with you, and I will definitely share more ways to make a triangle bra with you along the way, because I just love that there's so many different ways to actually make one thing. It's mind-boggling what it just goes to show that there's so many different ways to live your life. Okay, so now we've got that. Well, now what we need to do is actually make a channel to be able to thread through. So what I didn't show you, and I forgot to press record again, is I actually sewed along the bottom, and you can see it, there we go. I had sewn along through there to make a channel for the underbust strap. So you might want to do that and then come back to this section here, which is building the straps through. So that place where the strap goes, it's called the channel, and that's where you thread your strap or your cord or whatever you're going to use to keep that in place. And I do that with a safety pin, and I just thread it through, put the safety pin on the end of the strap and thread it through with the safety pin, and there you go. And I've secured both of those underbusts straps together with sliders, and now I'm just putting a slider on the end of each one, and I secure that in space. There we go. So I'll go and sew those on. And all the measurements for these straps are in the pattern. So if you get stuck with that, just download it. Here we are. So the sliders, sorry, the rings are on. This is the underbust that we've just done, and we've already got the shoulders on. And now we're going to be attaching the back, 3 parts of the back. So I'm starting with the top of the neck here, and I've already made my strap with the slider on it. I'm just threading that through on itself and then going through the slider. I love putting a strap on the back of the neck because it takes pressure away from your neck. Because you know, sometimes when you're in a bikini and you tie it up around your neck, you get a headache later. This will take the headaches away and just give it really like a stylish look to it at the end of the day as well. Okay, so then I put, because I've got 3 straps going into that hole there, I'm going to use a larger ring and secure that. And I'll do 2 little lines of stitch there to keep that in place. And then the 2 back straps I'll be putting on. And again, I've already made these straps. I've already put the slider on, and then I just thread it through back on itself. So I always thread it through the side, and then I will go through the slider, and then the tail of that will meet the bottom of the back strap, and that will come in here. And as you can see, that everything is fully adjustable, so you adjust it through the shoulders, the back, and the sides. And I like that because, you know, every day is so different with our bodies that we do fluctuate, and having that ability to adjust is actually really important. And this goes on over the top of your head. It's like putting a t-shirt on. So it's very easy to put on and very easy to adjust to make it comfortable and secure for you. And see how all those 3 straps meet at that one large slider. There we are, all done, all ready. and ready to wear. It's so beautiful. I love this. It's actually been, I actually make another version of this, and I will release the masterclass on that in the not too distant future. So make sure you check the website. With this part here, I'm just going to tidy it up and do like a few hand stitches to secure that material in, and it's finished. Just looks absolutely beautiful. You can also use elastic on the sides of the bikini as well, on the inside, to give more secure coverage, but I didn't for this one. There you are. It's all ready and it looks perfect with the poppy bikini and will look amazing for your next performance. It's so beautiful. All you do is just sew up the holes by hand or with your machine and it's done. Thank you so much for watching. indiajean.com for all your pattern needs. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.